Well, I have another cool old Slingerland banjo. I always, this has got a great pot. You can just, when you have a good pot, I even have it stuffed hide head, which makes it sound great. But it's a little damp here in Maryland, so it's going to sound a little muted because of that. But this is a fantastic banjo. I find those of you who've followed me for a while realize that I only now kind of deal in a couple of brands of banjos. And I got 350 subscribers, so almost. So thank you for that. Like and share, do whatever you got to do. Plenty more to talk about banjo-wise, but I have had many of these Slingerlands. I had a Slingerland 5-string. I had a concert tone made by Slingerland, and then this is a Slingerland Matbell. It doesn't say so up there. Well, it's worn off, but that's what it is. Nothing written on the dowel. 10 and 3/4 or 10 and 15, 10 and 3/4 inch pot is what it is. And the neck is really skinny on it, like the harmonies are. And this is a great banjo for a smaller person. I'm not a big guy. I'm about 5'7" or 8", and this just fits me great. If you're a smaller person, smaller hands, a little arthritis, you have a little of that. Or sometimes ladies like a smaller banjo because they're not so honking big. I really like it, as I said. If a Slingerland is good enough for Uncle Dave Macon, it's good enough for anybody. So that's why I like these Slingerlands, because one of my favorite banjo players, Uncle Dave, he used one in his early career. It's got the friction pegs, which are original. I think this might be made in the 40s, because sometimes these black tuning buttons were what was used during the war years, World War II. So it could be that, but I'm just not sure. It's got a great honey brown, I don't know what you call that, but a beautiful finish on it. The rim is a fantastic rim, as I said. I don't know where it's tuned to. Action's a little bit high on this, but I want to explain that for a moment. I don't know how big that bridge is. That's probably a 5/8 bridge. These banjos were meant to come with a 1/2-inch bridge and fairly high action. That's how banjos were played back then. And if you want to play, they were claw hammer banjos, and if you want to play that still, it's a great, you can play up here, get a great tone. I always mount a hide head on them because they just don't fit plastic heads too well. I can set this banjo up any way you want. I put a little bit higher than 5/8 bridge on it, or higher than 1/2-inch, just to get a little more, more height here, a little more volume. But I can easily shim this neck if the new owner would want. It's very common to shim these older banjos. I can shim that if you want me to. This one hook just doesn't want to stay on there, and that's because I looked in the flange. Just is kind of bent in there. I'm going to try to address that, but I might not be able to. It's got a brand new 5th-string tuning peg, essential for any vintage banjo. Don't know what else to say. I have a, looks original, but it's not. No knot, and if you want a shinier one, I can put that on there for you. Just let me know. I made the nut. It came without a nut, so I found a piece of ebony and made a great nut for it. It's just a wonderful little banjo, and I hope it goes to somebody who can appreciate it. Surprisingly enough, this is a woody banjo. The Slingerland and the concert tone made by Slingerland that I owned both had brass hoops. This one does not. So it's just a woody, and so it puts it in the range of like the Deering Goodtime banjo. If somebody's wanting to learn to play banjo, I always recommend them. I think they're fantastic banjos. But if you're a person who wants something a little different, some people think they look like crap. I like the way they look, but some people don't. If you don't like the Deering Goodtime, you still want a great banjo, and you want something with vintage vibe that's in fantastic condition. There's 0 fret wear that I can see, and nothing in the fingerboard. It's like brand new. And maybe you have smaller hands, or you don't mind the smaller neck. This is the banjo for you. It sits in a very good price range. I mounted the hide from Bob Smokula, and using the original flesh hoop, and boy, I tell you, it's ready to go. I'll do something in another chord. I don't know where this is tuned to. Friction pegs, of course.